told your friend you're not okay? And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts.
Good morning, it is Monday the 5th of, which month is it? So easily we forget. 5th of September. Yes, September 2022. I remember that bit.
Control the pain. If you're sticking by my side, maybe we could be okay. Okay, maybe you could be the change.
As we fade away, heralding the beginning of Rouser Radio on this Monday morning. It is now 7:32.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
It's going to reach about 20, I'll have to think about that. But reasonably warm. And the threat of some showers. Boy, did it rain overnight. But other than that, light wind and okay.
You're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. I guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away, as you fade away.
Well, good morning. You're listening to Rouser Radio, broadcasting from the White Hart Hotel in Lewes, in East Sussex, in the country of the United Kingdom. And I hope that you'll be with us for a little while. I doubt it, but this is just a warm-up to our television service, which starts at 7:30. No, it's 7:30 now. It starts at, oh gosh, my mind is all over the place this morning. It starts at 8 o'clock. Does it? Yes. or is it 8:30? No, it's 8 o'clock. And I hope that you'll join us. Of course, we'll be looking at Liz Truss and so on and so forth. Hopefully, we will have Suzanne Musho from New York with us to give us the American perspective, how they see us, how we see them, what sort of things that they get up to when it's a frosty weekend. Not that it was frosty, it was rather pleasant. But all sorts of, this is a potpourri of all sorts of things, depending on what we actually see. But the first thing that we do is we take a look at the papers. And of course, what can we expect today? Well, of course, we can expect to find out who is going to be the next Prime Minister. Everybody thinks that it's going to be Liz Truss, Rishi Sunak. Strange things happen in politics. and it's not for us to say who's going to be the next Prime Minister. It's members of the Conservative Party, both their MPs and people who hold a card. So voting has been going on around the country. And just because it looks as if it's going to be Liz Truss, is until it's actually formally announced, I wouldn't bet on anything. Not a single thing. I've been very, very naughty about the candidates, saying that they're both lightweight. But that doesn't mean to say that whoever is announced won't get the full support of this radio station and television station. It will. However, our role is to make sure that they stay on course, that they stay doing what they say they're going to do. And in that, we have a role to play in which we need to be critical. Critical we are. So, Miss Truss or Rishi, watch out for Mirador, this tiny little potty little station on the south coast of the United Kingdom. It's got teeth, and so we should have teeth. Don't you think so? There we go. There we go. That's the sort of applause that we like for what we do. Very good morning to you. It is the 5th day of September 2022. It is 7:37. Time for us to kick off and get the day going. Shoo, 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 shoo. Phew. Well, that was a nice little string of sneezes, wasn't it? As the Romans would say, I sneeze to the left, and that's good luck. Good luck to somebody. So let's wade in first of all by let's the down with your get up, because it is time for you to get up, even if you're not feeling that hot on this Monday morning. So let's go down with your get up from the mini vandals. That'll get you going. for any vandals is down with your get up. Okay, down with your get up, but it is time to get up. And let's wade in immediately with the papers because this is going to be an important day in the history of the United Kingdom and modern history at that. Because we can expect an announcement shortly after lunch. I think shortly after lunch as to who the next Prime Minister will be, whether it will be Liz Truss or Rishi Sunak. And they are into I think the final straight has now been run. The winning post is in sight. And we are about to know who edges it by a nose. So let's look at what the papers are saying about it. The Eye, the PM in waiting, and a picture of Liz Truss. Truss warns of pain to pay for energy help. And it's the Eye says the plans to help with soaring energy bills this winter is going to be sorry, she's going to be confirmed as the next prime minister. Okay, is promising to act immediately over the cost of living crisis. Um, the Times Trust team holds talks on freezing energy bills. That's she will move rapidly to set out a new economic policy. The Foreign Secretary and odds-on favourite will announce a vast support package to deal with surging energy costs. The Daily Express, Truss pledges action on energy bills in the first week. It says a package to help households in the UK could be worth £100 billion and will be unveiled during her first week as Prime Minister. The Express reports Ms. Truss is saying the nation has the spirit, the capability, and the attitude to weather the crisis. But the last person to call on the so-called great character of the British public was Boris over COVID. And look what happened to him. Never mind. The Daily Mirror is Truss. Wait a week for crisis plan. The nation can't sleep from bill fears, but the new PM still offers nothing. Oh, there. Well, let's see. That's the Mirror. Yeah, right. One would expect that. The Daily Telegraph. Truss could freeze bills to avoid an energy Armageddon. 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 Isn't that funny? I used to be able to pronounce that. Armageddon. And it is, yes, it is Armageddon. It's just looking at it and trying to do it phonetically was a difficulty. The Foreign Secretary expects to give help to the poorest households if she becomes the new Prime Minister. Petrol 10p too expensive despite the falling costs. That's another headline in the Telegraph. The Guardian. Truss will press on with tax cuts despite Tory warnings. It says that she will press ahead with plans for the UK to be a low-tax economy with less focus on wealth distribution if she becomes Prime Minister. Ms. Truss insists it is fair that her planned tax cut will benefit the highest earners, 250 times more than the poorest, the papers say. But we have to be very careful about this. Oh gosh, look, the filthy rich are getting filthy richer. They are, and they would anyway. The point really is that if you cut tax for the high earners, it means that they actually send a message to other people that this is a good country to come to, and in fact increases the financial situation as far as the government is concerned. Financial Times, Truss will be safe hands on public finances, pledges her ally, Kwarteng. Kwarteng is the present Chancellor, I think. It also says UK power producers seek state help as strains mount in the European market. The Financial Times reports on comments made by Truss ally Kwasi Kwarteng, who is launching a preemptive bid to reassure markets she will not blow a hole in public finances if, as widely expected, she is named as the UK's next leader. Mr. Kwarteng, himself tipped to be Chancellor, says while there will need to be some fiscal loosening this winter, the new administration will act in a fiscally responsible way. So there we are. The Daily Mail. Now BBC comic mocks Liz Truss. The Mail covers the reaction to comedian Joe Lycett's appearance on BBC. Laura Kunzenberg. I never can pronounce that woman's name. Don't like her much. That's why, I suppose. She has a new Sunday political show, and the comic was on it. The paper says the interview between Kunzenberg and Liz Truss was overshadowed by Mr. Lycett, who is said to have sarcastically applauded and cheered her before ridiculing her promises to help families with energy bills. Yeah. What do you expect? But why on earth entertainers think that they should be able to just make any comment that they want because they're good at entertaining? It beats me. It really does. You hear it all the time from stars and starlets. They haven't got anything much between the ears. That's the trouble. The Daily Star, with that gave me my little chuckle this morning. Tears for beers. Oh no, a £20 pint. We can't afford to cry in it. It's the cost of boozing crisis. The Star reports that pubs across the country would need to put their prices up by 500% in order to stay afloat during the cost of living crisis, unless they get government help. The price of a pint may have to rise to £20 to meet rising costs, the paper says. Wow, wow, wow. The Metro. Energy crisis. Trust plan by next week. Okay. Actually, it goes on a different tack with its main headline Olivier's murder hunt. 3 are held. New suspects are quizzed over the 9-year-old's gun killing. And the recent update in the Olivier Pratt-Corbell murder incident. Wow. Anyway, you think I got a hangover and I didn't have a drink at all yesterday. My tongue is getting in the way of my teeth. The 3 new suspects have been arrested by police, including a 34-year-old man on suspicion of murder and attempting murder, the paper says. So there we go. The Sun, exclusive, Prince's Rift. So near, the Sun says, Wills and Harry are half a mile apart, but they still won't meet up. Oh dear. The Sun reports that Prince Harry did not meet with his brother, Prince William, despite the pair staying just half a mile away from each other. Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, have been staying at Frogmore Cottage, near the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge in Windsor, during their brief visit to the UK. Well, that's more or less the papers as we can see them. So what we expect in a little while, when I say a little while, later in the day, is we expect the announcement of the new Prime Minister. A signal day. It's one of those things that is very, very key to the way that we live, very key to our prosperity, very key to getting out of a mess that most of the world find themselves in. It's not just us. Most of the world find themselves in this situation. Let's look at the back pages. The Mail. The top referees are admitting that they're getting a lot of their calls on the VAR, which is the video adjudication system, I think, that they are getting things wrong. But the big news on the back page is that Manchester United beat Arsenal 3-1. Oh my goodness me! Oh goodness me! It's And then Lewis Hamilton was yelling at his pit crew and used naughty words. So dear, 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 how would a man like Lewis Hamilton know naughty words? Goodness gracious me! But he should have won the race yesterday, according to the experts, and didn't. In fact, he came fourth, and it was something to do with his pit crew. Now, going through. Now, the tennis. Norrie ready for a brutal battle, but Brit has the fuel tank to outlast Rublev. So, yes, the tennis gets a big grade this morning. Anguish Evans was no match for Chilik at the US Open. Right, okay. He's a real diamond. The Worcester coach offers to pay the bills of the club's staff. Oh, gosh. Steve Diamond has offered to help struggling Worcester staff to pay bills out of his own pocket. Well, it's very interesting that professional rugby is struggling itself. And then England's modest marvel as they turn to cricket on the up. Folks is justifying England's faith in him. We're not doing too badly at the cricket. We're up and down still, but the sports agenda, we don't really want that. If we turn a couple of pages, we should get to the business section. We should. But it seems as if everybody has started to advertise again because there's a whole host of ads between the sports news and the business pages. And that's most unusual. Most unusual. Probably you'll find the business pages at the moment. No, I cannot. I really don't know what's happening. Let's see. No. It's all shrouded in lots of ads. As people begin to spend. Okay, City Finance. Time to restore real values, says their columnist Ruth Sunderland. The most important task for the new Prime Minister in the face of the energy crisis is to make the moral and intellectual case for capitalism at a time when conservative values are under assault, even from within. UK retailers, prime targets for takeovers. Ashtead clashes with investors over the boss's pay. Oh dear, yes, the chief executive wants more than they think he should have. UK chipmaker circled. Executive falls to death. Oh dear. The finance boss of a US retailer, bed, bath, and beyond before his death from a New York skyscraper. Morning, young Max. How are you?
Morning. Good.
That's good. Well, the business news is encapsulated this morning. So let's, having gone through the papers, let's give you a time check. Oh, it's 7:55. Where does the time go when you're having fun? Goodness gracious me. Okay, there we go. So we've been on the air for 25 minutes. 24 minutes and 28 seconds to be exact. And here we are. We better play some music, I think. Yes, we better. What should we do? A kind of a party. Why not? We might as well have kind of a party. my dear old mini vandals and kind of a party. So we've looked through the papers and we've looked at the sports pages. There's something always familiar about the sports pages is somebody's always under threat, going to be axed, going to be fired. There's one article, though, that I would like to read, and that is that Sue Barker says that the way that she was sacked from a question of sport by the BBC was appalling. And actually, that is the BBC. Don't talk to me about collective responsibility. What happens is that some of the people who strut the stage pretending that they know what the hell they're doing, which they don't. I mean, it is all you got to do is to turn on the television now, and that the BBC is full of people who have no idea what they're doing. The makeup of the programs, the content of the programs, but mostly how bad and poor the presenters are. It shows you just what state it's in. But when you get the collective suggestion that somebody should go, then the collective way of doing it is not on. It really isn't, because everybody hides behind the tree trunks. And oh no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Oh no, Sue. Oh dear, no, Sue. It was a nonsense decision anyway. I mean, I can't watch the bloody thing now. Not that I watched it regularly before, but if it was on, if it came up, I would watch it. And I thought that the team and the format was very good and it stood the test of time. But now I'm afraid that it's one of those wonderful things that the BBC has managed to ruin. There's no question that when it comes to golden eggs, is that they crack them and throw them away. They really do, and it's just a nonsense. But it's the way that the BBC is structured, and for that matter, the way that they actually get the Director General. So there we go. So there we go. Once again, the thing that it always surprises me at the moment is that the Sun backs off from any political thing. Here we have probably the most important issue of our politics and of the last few years and the few years ahead happening today. And what does it do? Is it actually leads on the row between Wills and Harry and Meghan and the next Queen. So, how silly, how silly can they get? But there you are. That's the Sun, and it's owned by God. I'm getting worse and worse and worse. Who owns the Sun?
Murdoch.
That's it, Rupert Murdoch. Yeah, Rupert Murdoch. You can tell that I'm the next ready for retirement. Max hasn't got the courage yet, quite, to say to me, "You're sacked." He's holding fire, thank God, because I still want to be around for a little while yet. So here we are with the Sun motoring ahead on the Royals again, when in fact the real action is down at number 10. It's 8:01 on the 5th of September 2022. And the whole world is going crazy. Oh, first of all, is it going crazy outside? The weather, it's going to actually nudge up to 24 again today. But we could expect rain, and it most certainly bucketed down overnight. Then that's a remarkable thunder and lightning. I don't think we were expecting it last night. But it's cleared up again this morning, although it's overcast and damp. But it is going to be warm, and the breeze is going to be moderate again. So all in all, not an unpleasant day, except that you might get trapped by the odd shower. So be careful when you go out that you're prepared for that. Yeah. I think that probably. I shall play a little music just to collect my thoughts at 8:02. Here's the Mini Vandals with Zula. Zula with the mini vandals. There's nothing special about that. Very pleasant enough, trotting along. The issue today, of course, is the new Prime Minister. Who is it going to be? And whereas most people are now accepting that will be Liz Truss, as I keep on saying, strange things happen in politics. You never know what's going on in the background. And as this is not a public poll, it's a private poll between those people who hold a membership in the Conservative Party and the MPs in Westminster, is that one can never tell whether, in fact, they see things differently, being so close to the situation than we do, who are sitting on the verges and looking in and saying, "Oh, yes, oh, no, and how scandalous." Oh, half a bottle of champagne, a packet of crisps, and what else did they have? Half bottle of champagne, a packet of crisps, and there was something else the ice cake, of course. The ice cake. How could I forget the ice cake? And look at the situation it's left us in. Of course, some of the left-wing media are saying that, Boris is skulking away. But his legacy isn't bad. It isn't bad at all. He was only Prime Minister for 3 years. But during that time, he had to put up with lockdown, COVID. He had to put up with Brexit. And now he's had to put up with basically the global economic slowdown, the global economic crisis, which is impacting on us as much as anybody else. The only thing is that, of course, internal domestic circumstances make a difference in how this global slowdown is affecting us. And here, of course, it's the energy bills are the biggest thing, and the increase in the cost of living. A banana isn't just a 6p banana anymore. It's gone up to 2 shillings. I haven't done a scientific survey, but going in, for instance, is a lot of items that, say, Waitrose has priced at £1 are now at £1.25. Well, that's a big jump. That's a quarter jump, and to increase that much is no wonder. We are facing the other threat, which everybody is facing, and that's global inflation. It's likely to, so this morning there are experts predicting that it's likely to hit 15% here in the not too distant future. And that's one hell of a lot, and it's going to make one hell of a difference to what we buy and what we do. eBay, here we come. Okay, so this morning it is Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak. I suspect that somebody already knows who it is. The only point is that the rest of us don't get to know until shortly after lunch, and I suppose that's when the victor internally is given the news, good or bad, you won it. And then they have to trot up to Balmoral in Scotland, along with Boris, who will hand in his resignation to the Queen, and she will then ask or appoint whoever is the winner of the leadership conference. Hey, by gum, that's what it's all about. In 5 straight rows from the mini vandals. In 5 straight rows from the mini Vandals, which takes us to 12 minutes past 8. How quickly this first hour of the day goes. Well, it's not a first hour totally, it's 45 minutes. But then how quickly this first 45 minutes of the day goes. And outside, how are the transport this morning, Max?
Sorry, say that again?
How are the transport? How are the buses? How are the trains?
Good. The bus. I got 2 buses this morning. They were on time as usual. Nothing particularly interesting happened. They were on time as usual. The trains are very unreliable, but the buses around here are very, very good.
Trains have always been a bit unreliable, but of course, if anything happens to the line, there's nothing much they can do. It grinds everything to a halt. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Never mind. Never mind, it's 13 minutes past 8, and we're going to push off at 1/4 to make way for our sister station, Mirador Television, and whatever that may bring. But mostly, I suppose, we will be talking about the Prime Minister in waiting. We can't help it. It is concentrating everybody's minds, mainly because it depends on what the new Prime Minister is going to do to alleviate energy bills, cost of living, and at the same time, not put a great big hole in the public finances, which inevitably means a tax rise at some stage. But also to make sure that we are not stoking inflation, because that can be a wicked, vicious thing. I must check sometime later today on what's happening in Turkey, who went against the grain and decided that they would lower interest rates instead of raise them in their effort to combat inflation. I wonder how they're getting on. Wouldn't it be a hoot if they if they actually started to find that inflation was easing as a result of that? That all these years, the perceived wisdom of raising interest rates it was wrong, and that lowering them is the answer. Well, who knows? God bless the Turks for trying. We will have to just see what's happening. Okay, that's it. It's 8:15. Toodle pip for today. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away. As you fade away.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, 'cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything